Hi there, I'm Ken Thompson, and this is Simply Cooking. Good morning, this is Ken Thompson, and welcome to another episode of Simply Cooking with Ken Thompson. That's me. Okay, everybody likes pancakes, right? Well, most everybody does, especially kids. I like pancakes. I have liked pancakes for most of my life, and I really have tried so many different recipes, so many different ways of making pancakes, trying to get the perfect pancake. Well, the perfect pancake for you may be different than it is for me, but what I have found is, over trying dozens of different recipes, some were really complicated, some were really simple, that this one is simple, but it really makes good pancakes. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use standard baking mix. Okay, Bisquick is the most popular. It's what I have today, and we're gonna kind of make it almost straight off the box. I do it a little bit different, but it works out really well, and I think if you try this, you'll be happy with them. And we're just gonna get right into it here. Okay, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna need 2 cups of baking mix, all right? We grab ourselves a couple of cups of baking mix. Alright, put them right in here. I like using this bowl because you're able to pour from that bowl, which really makes it handy when you're pouring them onto your griddle. I'm going to start with about 2 cups. Okay, I'm not always 100% precise on my measurements, and I do like to take this whisk and break this up. This baking mix tends to be a little bit clumpy to start with. And if you take a whisk, you can break up a lot of these clumps. It helps to mix it. It only takes a couple of seconds. All right? Okay, you may hear a little background noise because my kids are playing some games in the other room. I asked them to be quiet, but yeah, that doesn't usually work very well. But that's okay. Here's what we're going to do. Like I said, we're just going to break up the large clumps. We don't have to worry about those. Helps to mix it a little bit. Now the next thing it calls for is a cup of milk and 2 eggs. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pour in my cup of milk. Right there in the middle. And quickly I'm going to go ahead and crack a couple of eggs. Okay. There we go. Another thing I like to do is I do like to break the eggs up a little bit before I put them in. I think that makes it a little bit easier for them to mix properly. Okay, pour in those eggs. Alright, so we got our 2 eggs. Now, they are a little noisy today. I apologize for that, but hey, that's what happens when you do this stuff at home. Alright. Next, I like to put some sugar in. Now, I don't usually measure this. I just go, I'd say it's probably somewhere around 1/3 of a cup. Not a ton, but I like to have a little bit of sweetness in the pancake itself. And then on top of that, we're going to take and put in a little splash of vanilla. It's probably a teaspoon or 2. Just enough to give it a little hint of flavor. Take our mixer. Yeah, and comes the noise. Alright, mix this up. Alright. Make sure we get everything here. It's also a nice part about using the clear bowl. You can see if there's anything sticking to the sides. Alright. Okay. And what I want to do now grab a little spatula, and I'm going to pull this up and see how it drips. You're looking for a certain consistency here. You don't want it too thick, you don't want it too thin. If it appears too thick, you can always pour a little bit more milk in there. Or if it's a little too thin, you can always put a little bit more baking mix in. Either way works just fine, whatever you think works out well. I think this is about right. Yeah, that's about what I like to see. I like to see a nice even pour. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get our mixer out of the way and heat up our griddle. I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, and we're back. Now, first thing we wanted to do here was get our griddle up to temperature. I typically go all the way up to 400 max on this thing. Secondly, I'm going to take and put a small amount of vegetable oil right on the griddle. That's probably more than I needed, but it's okay, because after we do that, I'm going to take a paper towel and fold it up. Now be careful so you don't burn yourself when you do this. We're just going to take this and we're going to spread it around just to make a really light coating. And yes, I just burned myself. But that's all we need, just a really light coating. And there we go. All right. There we are. That's all you need. Hi, Levi.
Hi.
Yeah, that's my little guy, Levi. He's the reason we're making pancakes this morning. He really loves pancakes. Okay, stay back because it's very hot. Okay, as you can see, some bubbles will start to come up in the pancakes. We're going to watch them for a little bit. You'll see they start to look like they dry right around the edges. When they're getting to that point, they're getting close to being ready for flipping. If you want to see if they're ready, you can always just take and slide the spatula up underneath a little bit. And that one does not want to slide too easy, does it? And just take a look. Oh, she's nice golden brown under there, so we're going to go ahead and flip that one over. Look at that. Now when that one's ready, probably the next one's ready. And the next one's ready. And the next one. Pancakes are simple. They're tasty. Kids love them. They make a quick, easy breakfast. We didn't do any bacon or sausage or anything this morning. We're just doing some pancakes. I try to make a large batch because we got a lot of mouths to feed around here. Now if you take and press down in the center a little bit and they come back up, they should be about ready. They're really close. I like to go a little over sometimes just to be on the safe side. So we're going to take this. I'll actually take one and flip it over and look at the bottom. Okay, it's browned on the bottom pretty good. Same thing here. The next thing I like to do, and this is kind of my little secret, I like buttery pancakes. And in order to do that, I have to be a little quick about it. I have my butter ready, I have my knife, and I butter these things right when they come off. And that's getting a little out. My butter's a little too soft this morning. Probably went a little overboard. When I softened it, kept it around too much heat. But as you can see, a little bit of butter right as you take them off. And then, well, you don't have to butter them when you get them on your plate. Okay, so there we have it. Pancakes. Simple, but very, very good. I have to say that, like I was saying before, that I've tried a lot of recipes for pancakes, and some were really complicated. It took a long time to make, but this is quick. It's easy. They make good pancakes. Maybe they're not the best ones in the world, but they sure are tasty. The kids love them. I love them. We're having a good time with this today. Made a lot of pancakes here. What did we get? Let's see, that's 7 and 8, that's 15, and 6, that's 21. Plus Levi already got a couple of them while we were doing the video, so we got about 23 pancakes out of this batch. That's pretty good. You can also refrigerate some of these if you don't use all of them. Works really good for small children that like to have a pancake the next morning. You can just pull it out, touch it off in the microwave with just a little bit of heat, and you got some pancakes ready to go. Plus they can be frozen as well. We've done that. Sometimes I make a really big batch so that I can have extras for the rest of the week, which kind of speeds things up in the morning. If you've got a busy lifestyle and you got to get off to work early, it doesn't take long to heat up a couple of pancakes. I find it better than buying pre-made pancakes in the grocery store. It's a lot less expensive this way, and it's a really simple procedure. Get up one weekend morning, a Saturday or Sunday, and just make a bunch of pancakes. And I do recommend, though, that you might want to put a little bit of wax paper in between them if you're going to freeze them. It does make them a lot easier to separate. Just put them in a Ziploc bag, throw them in the freezer, good for a few weeks at least, and you're good to go. Anyway, we're going to enjoy these pancakes. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and I hope you come back soon, watch again, and we will do something else. If you have any ideas of something you want to see me make, please leave comments below. Please subscribe to the channel. Check in with us, see what's going on, and I'd like to sometime give you some ideas of some of the other things that I like to use in the kitchen. My griddle is one of my favorites. If you've seen my SOS video, you'll know that the square electric frying pan is also one of my favorites, but I like to keep things simple and make good food at the same time. Thank you for watching. Again, this is Simply Cooking with Ken Thompson. Have a great day.